Hello, let us learn McBurney's point. What do you mean by McBurney's point? McBurney's point is the point in between the medial two-third and lateral one-third of a line drawn connecting the umbilicus and the anterior superior iliac spine. You can see this diagram. This is the anterior superior iliac spine. Anterior superior iliac spine. Anterior superior iliac spine. And this is the umbilicus. So we are making a line between this umbilicus and anterior superior iliac spine. That line is known as the spino-umbilical line, connecting the anterior superior spine and the umbilicus, spino-umbilical line. So make a line connecting this anterior superior spine and the umbilicus and the point between medial two-third and lateral one-third of the line. Okay, junction between medial two-third and lateral one-third of spino-umbilical line is known as the McBurney's point. That is the McBurney's point. And what is the importance of this McBurney's point? You know, the base of vermiform appendix lies deep to this area, and the maximum tenderness felt at this point during acute appendicitis. That is the importance of this McBurney's point. You know, appendicectomy is the surgical removal of vermiform appendix. Okay, so during appendicectomy, an incision is given on this McBurney's point. And that incision is known as a McBurney's incision. It is also known as a gridiron incision. Okay, so here an oblique incision is given on this McBurney's point. So here during this McBurney's incision or the gridiron incision, so what are the layers to be dissected? The first one is the skin, then we have the superficial fascia. Superficial fascia has got two layers of superficial fascia. Then we have the external oblique abdominis muscle. Then we have the internal oblique abdominis muscle. Then we have the transverse abdominis. Then comes the fascia transversalis. Then comes the parietal peritoneum. Okay, so these layers has to be cut. So one thing we should be careful, the incision is made along the direction of fibers of the muscle. You know, the fibers of external oblique abdominis muscle runs downwards and forwards, downwards and forwards and forwards. So the incision is given along this direction of the muscle fiber. Internal oblique is upwards and medially. Okay, the external oblique abdominis muscle downwards, forwards and medially. The fibers of internal oblique upwards and medially. So that incision is given along the direction of the muscle fibers. The same in case of transverse abdominis. Okay, after appendicectomy, each layer of this anti-abdominal wall, each layer has to be sutured individually. Okay, and this procedure is also known as a gridiron muscle cutting.